and respect towards all people we encounter.
All members have an important role to play in Veterans for Peace.
Regardless of previous military rank, branch, or combat experience,
we will respect one another as equal parts of a whole.
We will not assault verbally, in person, or online anyone.
To include fellow members and those who oppose or disagree with us,
even if they assault us.
This does not preclude a member's right
to defend themselves
against a physical attack.
In keeping with our commitment to achieving our goals through nonviolent means,
there is an expectation that members will not carry weapons with them
to Veterans for Peace events
or while representing Veterans for Peace,
regardless of the laws and their location.
We will follow the directions of designated coordinators
during public actions
organized on behalf of Veterans for Peace.
We'll use democratic principles within our organization to ensure an open, fair, inclusive, and transparent environment.
We will speak as members of Veterans for Peace,
but not for Veterans for Peace,
unless designated as a spokesperson for Veterans for Peace.
All members are free to speak for themselves or on behalf of their chapter as appropriate.
Sexist,
racist,
homophobic,
ageist,
transphobic,
gender discriminatory,
and all other discriminatory language and actions
are common within the military.
They are not acceptable within Veterans for Peace.
Our words and actions will maintain
the political and financial independence of Veterans for Peace.
To achieve the above goals, we will also engage in active listening.
That is, fully concentrating on what is being said,
rather than passively hearing the message of the speaker. All right, action.
I am a veteran of the Army National Guard,
of the United States Navy,
the United States Air Force,
of the U.S. Army,
and I am a veteran of the American War in Vietnam.
And I've been a member of Veterans for Peace
for 2.5 years.
15 years.
Close to 30 years now.
For about a month now.
For over 1 year.
An active member for 20 years.
We as military veterans do hereby affirm our greater responsibility
to serve the cause of world peace. To this end, we will work with others both nationally and internationally.
To increase public awareness of the causes and costs of war.
To restrain our government
from intervening overtly and covertly in the internal affairs
of other nations.
To end the arms race.
To reduce and eventually eliminate nuclear weapons.
To seek justice for veterans and victims of war.
To abolish war as an instrument of national policy.
To achieve these goals, members of Veterans for Peace pledge to use nonviolent means
and to maintain an organization that is both democratic and open,
with the understanding that all members are trusted to act in the best interests of the group
for the larger purpose of world peace.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Let's go scrolling. Here we go.
Hey, and welcome to Gamers for Peace, an initiative of Veterans for Peace. We are a group of anti-war veterans and allies who are speaking out against military recruitment to kids in gaming and streaming. This is our Rocket League team practice, and as a team, we demonstrate good sportsmanship in online gameplay. We create inclusive gaming and streaming environments, and we have open discussions about the realities of military recruiting, service, and war. My name's Little Pistons. I'm the Rocket League coach for Gamers for Peace and a Veterans for Peace associate member, and of course, a Gamer for Peace. And with me today, we have in the background Haas Delgado running tech for us, and our Rocket League crew, of course, Highly Sensitive Unicorn, and Smedley Butler was right. So, Smedley, why don't you let everyone know how your day's going, or anything about you want to share?
Yeah, I think I lost you for a minute there. Yeah, I'm Smedley Butler was right. I am a Marine Corps vet, Iraq War vet, and member of Veterans for Peace, and a member of the Rocket League team for Gamers for Peace when my internet works, which it doesn't want to lately.
I'm Highly Sensitive Unicorn. I'm the only one you can see right now. And I just scored an awesome goal.
Yeah, you did.
I'm a Gamer for Peace, a Rocket League amateur player, and a Veterans for Peace associate member, veteran ally, and oh dang. Okay, you're AI person.
You're right. It's your AI person. Boomer. That's our mascot at the school that I work at. And I'm like, oh, it's so unfortunate this day and age.
Boomer? Boomer?
No, his name is Boomer.
But like, what is the mascot? Is it just like a random Muppet kind of thing?
No. It's like a bighorn sheep ram. Boomer
okay.
bighorn.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
It's not good. So, yeah, this week, we're talking about Star Wars Bad Batch episodes 4 through 6. I do have to admit the series is growing on me. And the characters are growing on me.
It's so
Did you say you're loving it?
The animation, I just think it's really pretty. After the first episode, I was like, the first episode didn't really do it for me, but now I'm like totally loving the like just all of the pretty. And Wrecker is still great.
He's growing on me.
Just gets sweeter and sweeter.
Yeah, Wrecker's great.
Well, yeah, he also, I feel like he's getting less, like, dumb. Like, they're showing he's not just a huge dummy.
Also, spoiler alert, I know it says it on the tag, but, like, if you want to watch the show and you haven't,
yeah,
FYI.
and nobody, like, tell me anything that happens after episode 6, because I haven't watched it yet. So.
Oh, yeah?
No spoilers.
No spoilers for you, but spoilers for everybody else.
Right? Because the end of episode 6, they were talking to, I'm assuming it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, somebody in a robe.
Yeah, I was
rebels.
like, who is that?
I mean, I'm just assuming, but I was like, oh no, someone better not spoil it for me.
I'm getting kind of worried about Wrecker. He seems he's hitting his head a little too many times. I don't know if you noticed that.
His programming is coming back in.
Yeah. And I don't want him to turn into a bad guy because I really like him.
Oh, like another Crosshairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he does start in one of the episodes. He does start episode 6. Yeah, the last one we're going to be talking about. He starts doing the good soldiers follow orders.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't quite finish it, but
yeah, it kind of reminds me of maybe like I don't know, maybe it could be like a TBI kind of thing, reference, like how many times is he gonna hit his head before he...
Where he's not himself anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
TBI stands for traumatic brain injury. And I sometimes forget that people might not know that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, unless you're maybe into football, American football, or know someone in the military, or suffer from it yourself, you probably wouldn't know. Dang it.
Oh,
how can I not?
For joining us, Pacifist Word. They're in the chat. And Moonstar,
Awesome.
hi.
I don't get this in there. Oh my god. Okay. That was pathetic. Okay.
But you still won. Ooh, your car is...
Yeah,
oh, that's...
This car is a little squirrely, but it's kind of cool. Smedley, do you want to jump in? Game?
I'm still trying to get something to work. It sucks.
Okay.
It was working until I went to join the party, and then at that exact moment, it stopped.
Okay, no worries.
We're glad to have you talking.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to give us a synopsis of what's happened? Like episodes 1 through 3, Smedley? Oh, I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh.
Yes, but are you willing to do it?
I'll do my best to remember. So, yeah, in episode 1, you see Order 66 get enacted, and all of the other clones turn on the Jedis, and the Bad Batch is kind of like, what the hell is going on? You guys are going crazy right now. And so they eventually they go back to Camino, and they figure out that everybody was these orders that they didn't get, and they decide to leave, and they leave with this little girl that they met there called Omega, and she starts traveling around with them, and they're on the run from the Empire. They're considered deserters, and one of their old squad mates, Crosshair, is under the influence of the inhibitor chip, and he's still with the Empire, and so he's coming after them. Not just the Empire, but him, their old friend, is coming after them. And then in episode 2, they go and meet up with a clone named Cut and his wife Sue, to kind of try.
Is that her name?
Dang it, Pistons.
Sorry, I didn't pick up on that. Sorry, unicorn. I didn't pick up on that name before. It's a hilarious name for Star Wars. Sue.
Yeah, I forget how it's spelled. I think it's like SUU, so it's not like.
Ooh,
okay.
Like that.
But yeah, so they meet up with the two of them to kind of try and get some tips about being on the run, but also originally they wanted to send Omega away with Cut and Sue because they didn't want to put her in danger. But she winds up staying with them, and they escape from that planet, And then we go into episode 3, which I'm trying to remember. Episode 3 is... I think episode 4 is the one with the bounty hunter. What is episode 3? Let me do a quick Google search.
That's all right. I mean, we know at this point they're just trying to find a place to be safe, basically, right? From the Empire.
Yeah. So mostly they're trying to find they're trying to figure out how to be civilians. One, like we don't know how to like navigate the world without being soldiers. And then they're also trying to figure out how to get resources because now the Empire has like changed the means of currency and they don't have any.
And they never need currency before because they just whatever they needed was provided by the clone trooper army.
Dang
or the
it,
Republic,
Pistons.
basically.
Can we be on the same team? Jeez.
This car is not as bad as I thought. We could be on the same team next time. We could play some more people.
It's a fun car. I like that car a lot. It has more surface area.
Yeah, maybe that's what's helping me out. They didn't need to like figure out where their money was coming from because they were in the Republic.
All right, custom. Good. You've been practicing.
Not a little bit, not too much, but maybe I found my right card now.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Nice, Goose. Okay, so should we start? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just love the episode 4 starts with them trying to get resources or try to get like their ship fixed, like they need some like tech upgrades or something. And the dude that they try to bribe, I think it's Wrecker's like, we're really getting the hang of this civilian thing. And the thing he's thinking, like they're bribing somebody with like money, and like that's like what he associates with like being a civilian. It's just,
or maybe like
not
just taking things. Yeah, maybe the fact that he can't just like take stuff by force.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I have to play their game.
What do you mean? We have to like exchange something. Don't you just give it?
I don't remember, I think it comes up in a later episode, but this idea of like, oh, are we mercenaries now? Like someone labels them as mercenaries and originally they don't like that.
Yeah.
Let's play on the blue team together.
Okay.
So pick blue.
And I don't know if you all want to explore like that mercenary thing. The thing that really got me out of these episodes and some of the last ones was like they seem to the Bad Batch seems to not like feel like I feel like they were enslaved, like, but they don't seem to see themselves that way. And there's a little bit of that in a couple of the episodes this time. I don't want to like make everyone talk about what I want to talk about. So which direction do you guys want to go in first?
No, I mean that's a good starting point. I mean, I think it comes up a lot for all of them. Like they're like, we're not, like, I don't think that they know anything else, right? Besides being, so like, I don't think that they would think of themselves as slaves because they don't know anything else. Like this is just the way things are for them. And like Hunter always says like, what was the line about? Like not trying to figure out what it's
things,
like.
things were so much clearer when we were soldiers, I think is what he says, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That history. Yeah, so I don't think they have like a concept of that.
But it's so interesting because they are talking to Omega about, well, they're going on that rescue mission, right? They're trying to rescue someone who's been stolen by slavers. And Omega's like, well, what's a slave? Like, she has no idea. And they say like, oh, the Republic outlawed slavery. Like, but then the Republic is literally growing people to fight in war. Like, I don't understand what kind of either like denial or ignorance or cognitive dissonance goes into that kind of, I mean, one on the Jedi's side.
To think about, like, because I think, like, you know, the AI discussions that other people have had on stream, stuff like, how do we know, like, what is considered, you know, an independent person if they're being grown in test tube? I think it's an interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Especially too, like, there was no way for them to leave Camino. I mean, it's a pretty inhospitable planet, especially to humans. And their whole life was dictated for them, like, you know, go to training session, eat in the mess hall, things like that. Do your training or whatever.
So, Smedley, as our resident veteran, would you consider, like, I mean, like, did you feel like a slave at all? Like, you didn't have any agency?
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely certain aspects to it where you lose agency. You know, they tell you how far you can go away from base in your off hours. And it varies based on whether it's just a regular weekend or whether it's a holiday weekend. You know, you can go further. But yeah, like, and obviously, especially during basic training, they really control what time you get up and what time you go to sleep. But even when you're out of basic training, there's still, you know, certain times that they don't really control when you go to bed, but you do have to be up for work by a certain time. But that's normal for any civilian. You know, you have to be up at work by a certain time.
Sure.
But yeah, there's times and circumstances where you do lose any kind of control over what you want to do. Yeah.
So as a civilian, I've heard like lots of like horror stories, and it's also like depicted in like media of like, you know, like people having to like do the like commanding officer's laundry or like clean. Like, I'm just like, does that happen a lot? Where you like have to do these things that aren't necessarily in your job description just because someone in a position of power tells you to?
No. Usually if something like that would come up where you know, something like that it would be it would be a more of a punishment for if you messed up, and usually, I don't know what I normally would hear is people having to fill sandbags, dozens and dozens of sandbags. There was a kid when I was in Iraq that he just, even before we got there, he just couldn't stay out of trouble. He was always messing up. And when we were in Iraq, you know, the whoever, I forget if he was actually with his platoon sergeants, who were actually gunnery sergeants, or if he was out somewhere at a smaller base at a fob, but whoever he was with had him, from what I heard through the grapevines, had him filling sandbags pretty much every instant that he wasn't working. Any quote unquote free time, he was filling sandbags.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I feel like even for ridiculous. Punishment, those things, like, I don't know. That's like borderline, like, I don't know, unethical to me. Like, punishment, I don't know. It seems so demeaning. Like, I don't think punishment needs to be demeaning.
Right.
Well, I'm glad it's not as bad as I think it is.
And it was really ridiculous at that point because we were in a war zone,
Oh, yeah.
And you're killing, at the very least, you're killing his morale, and you're wearing him out, and you're in a war zone. You don't know what is going to happen at any particular time. You want to have your people at the top of their game, so tiring them out by having them fill dozens and dozens of sandbags is kind of stupid. But
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, just from a cynical point of view, like, you are wearing out your assets. Why would you do that?
All right. So it looks like I've gotten my computer working to play Rocket League. I can see the two of you. So for the time being, I'm connected whenever you get finished playing the game you're in.
All right, sounds good. There was another thing in, like, the episode feed. You're really good at this.
I have been playing this a lot.
Oh, good. That's good. Those, like, the currency, like, exchange things that, like, pop up everywhere that say, like, you can exchange your thing for Empire credits.
Codes.
Yeah, oh yeah, the chain codes. And it says, like, at no cost to you because the Empire is so gracious or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if this isn't propaganda, I don't know what is. You should be so grateful that you're allowed to switch all of your currency over to the Empire's currency, and so we can track you, because it's so nice of the Empire to do this for you.
Yeah.
And restrict your movement. You can't get on the shuttle without it. In the chat, Moon and Pacifist Warvet have some interesting take on punishment. Moon says, and punishment in the military is very subjective, so sergeants get a DUI and only a small dock and pay, and a private get in trouble for overshaving or uniform and get Article 15. And then Pacifist Warvet says, humiliation, shame, and degradation are not motivators that are conducive to success. Article 15, can you decode that for me, Smedley? Or is that? a branch specific type of thing.
Article 15 is, if I remember right, that might be the one where it's damaging government property because, you know, when you're in the military, you're technically, theoretically, government property.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. So that sounds very like slave language to me.
Yeah.
Property.
There's also another article that she may have Moon may have been referring to. I forget what one it was.
Oh.
Article 36, I think, is the one that might be the one that I'm thinking of, where it's like a catch-all, like anything that isn't specifically referred to in the UCMJ elsewhere that they decide that they want to punish you for. I think it's Article 36 that it's like a catch-all, basically anything that embarrasses your command, makes the military look bad.
Pacifist War Vet says Article 15 means non-judicial punishment, and you broke a code in the USMJ, and you could go to trial or jail or take non-judicial punishment.
Okay.
And they got an Article 15 when they were in Korea.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't recognize it by the article number because we always just called it, in the Marines, we always just called it NJP.
Sorry, I think I derailed. What were you talking? Oh, the chain code.
Oh yeah,
and the Empire propaganda.
Yeah, it was just like something I noticed because like now we're 4 episodes in, and I think it's like because they keep going to like new planets or whatever, like they keep seeing it again and again. But that was it. Very obvious propaganda. And what I think is interesting is how people don't notice that it's right. Like people just are like, "Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that the Empire is doing." Okay, I don't want to play basketball anymore. Oh, I have to get Smedley anyway. There's like a hot discussion in the chat about me looking like a grandma, so it's great because normally I get carded and people think I look like much younger than I am, so
I wonder if they were just really young.
I think it's no, I think they said they look like a grandma too. I think it's just because of my hair. My hair is so white. It will be colorful again soon. Fades out really
I have no
quickly.
room to talk. I am so gray, so I have no room to talk.
Looks nice though. It's a good gray.
Yeah, it doesn't look as terrible on camera, I think so.
Dudley, do you get an invite?
Yeah, the invite popped up. Let me see.
I like how this idea of like desertion pops up again. Oh, I'm hearing some feedback. Okay. That text says that the Bad Batch are not deserters because they separated due to a difference in fundamental ideology. I thought that was hilarious that he said that.
I thought that was a great line because
that was a good line.
That's the first time I think we hear them say something like that, like admit that like they didn't like what the Empire was doing, and that's why they you know what I mean? Like it's obvious, but like I think that's the first time we hear it in those kinds of words.
Yeah.
Like it sounds familiar to Veterans for Peace, like the reason Veterans for Peace is this is because there's a difference in ideology about. Ooh, do you want to play Drop Shot?
Sure. Natalie, do you want to play that?
Yeah.
Do we
is
want
that
to
the
be on
one?
the same team?
Sure.
Okay. About orange this time.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
one where you
and,
have to
you
try
know-
to get it in the hole. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Like this. I mean, I obviously like deserter. That term is a very emotionally loaded term. And so I wonder, like, if they don't consider themselves deserters, what word would they use to describe themselves? Or are they just the Bad Batch?
I mean, based on the line that we were just talking about, I would assume that they see themselves as conscientious objectors to the
Yeah.
Empire. You know, that's I think that's how they would define themselves.
Yeah, that's what I was gathering from that line. Like it's
Yeah,
just
that
such
makes
a
sense.
clear like a difference of ideological. Like that's, I don't know. It sounds pretty like succinct to me.
Yeah. There's definitely no ambiguity there about where
Yeah.
they stand.
I saw that in your notes that you wanted to talk about why they were training Omega to be a soldier.
Yeah,
I
I was
had-
like, why are they talking to her like that? Like, what the heck?
I had like a different like take on it. Like they didn't want her to come originally. Like they didn't think it would be safe for her, and she like kind of, you know, snuck her way on to the team. And
Right.
I think like they want her to be safe while they're on these like it's very dangerous for them right now. And there's like a scene where they're teaching her how to use the comms, and they're like, okay, and what do you do if you get separated, and like what do you do? And she's like, okay, and then I tell you where I am, and I tell you if I'm okay.
Yeah.
And nice shot. And I think it kind of reminded me of like when I was a kid, when like everybody would be like, don't talk to strangers, don't go anywhere alone. Like you're like trained from like a child not to like trust anybody. Like if they're a stranger and you don't know them, like you are trained as starting as a child in America to not trust anybody in your community unless you already know them. And the only way you would already know them is if like your family introduced you to them or something, because otherwise everybody's a stranger. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does seem like they're training her to be a soldier. I think it's like out of for her safety.
Because at that
say
point,
like, but they say like soldiers do this. They don't say like do this so you stay safe. They say like a soldier must be consistent. I'm like, why are you saying that to her? Is she gonna be a soldier now? Like, and maybe that's just all the language they have to like describe stuff, which could be the case.
What were you gonna say,
oh my
Smedley?
gosh. No, get out of there.
No, I was just going to say that, yeah, I think that it is, you know, the main purpose behind it is to keep her safe, because at that point, they know that for whatever reason, there's a bounty hunter after her. So I think they're trying to teach her some basic skills to defend herself, because I think they are at a point where like they don't really know what happened with Order 66. They don't know that it was all like this giant Sith plot. They still see what they did fighting for the Grand Army of the Republic as being noble and good, and the skills that they learned as being valuable in the good fight. Like I was actually listening to an episode of Fortress on the Hill today and yesterday, and they were talking a little bit about this concept of the good war, and talking about how everybody, basically everyone, certainly people who joined the military post 9/11 were duped into thinking that Iraq and Afghanistan were quote unquote good wars. And I think that's still where the Bad Batch are. Like they see the Clone War as a good war because they don't know that they were pawns.
Right.
I also
It
think they
doesn't
don't know
help
how to
that
talk
the
to
Jedi
kids.
were involved. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it doesn't help that the Jedi were involved so closely with them too.
Yeah.
They have that
Moonstar
halo effect.
Sorry. Moonstar was
No, go ahead.
saying in the chat that when they were at the hardware store recently, and she's talking about the indoctrination of the military in our country, and saying that like when she was at the store, the clerk asked her child if like they wanted to try the price scanner, and told the kid to hold it like a gun. Like that's how the clerk taught the kid how to use the price scanner, is explaining it like a gun. Like really interesting thing to say to a child, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point about it being a propaganda that's just become culturally accepted, basically.
Yeah.
And Haas points out scan guns or price guns. Yeah, like what staple gun, right? Like why do my staples need to come out of a gun? But
So many things. Forgot like X. Do you have another part or quote that you like to get to?
I have a complaint. It drove me nuts that they were like, it didn't make any sense either. They gave her that bow and she couldn't handle the bow, and then they went to a dangerous situation and she only had the bow. I was like, oh, this is so annoying. Why would you not give her a blaster or something else? Like if she can't do this bow. I mean, I guess that she had to fire the bow into the wrong spot to like advance the whole storyline, but that was just very annoying to me, especially after
I don't know.
trying to keep her safe and all that. Like,
I assumed it was because they didn't have other weapons. Wait, am I blue? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're blue.
Yeah, we're
okay.
blue.
I mean, they did have, I think, because they had his like crate on the shuttle still. They probably had some weapons from Crosshair, but the sniper rifle is really difficult.
Yeah, he
so-
had to have some kind of little sidearm or something,
Yeah.
Yeah, but now she's really like Hunger Games with like a crossbow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
That's
just
what I thought of,
really
too.
cool. That's
what I thought of,
think
too.
it's cool.
I
A
think it's
blaster
cool,
bow.
but it's kind of annoying. And I do wonder, like, okay, it did remind me of Hunger Games right away, and like the fact that the main character in Hunger Games obviously is a girl, and then Omega is a girl, and it's like girls being like guns aren't feminine, but a bow and arrow is more feminine, kind of like genderizing weapons almost. I don't know if that makes sense. If I'm just
I wonder if it's like maybe like less. Maybe it has something to do with being a kid. Like I know, like I learned how to use a bow and arrow like pretty young, but like never would like anybody let me learn how to use a gun like as a child, you know? So I don't know, maybe it's like on the like writer's part, like trying to make it, because imagine her being a child running around with a gun, you know?
Or yeah, soften it up a little because she's a child, not necessarily because she's female.
Right.
Oh,
I mean, that could be a perspective. I don't know.
And, you know, I just had a thought that it could be a very calculated decision because in the last 20 years plus, you know, a little over 20 years, we've had so many school shootings that they just figured that giving a child, even in a cartoon, giving a child a gun would provoke backlash, and they're probably right.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Are you less mad now? No.
I wouldn't say mad. I was annoyed. But I could. Oh no! Oh God! I could see that. You know, I mean, Disney. They definitely going to think about their image, so I could see them going with the bow, like still wanting her to be able to defend herself, but giving her something a little less contentious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Artemis, the goddess.
Oh yeah, I saw.
It's a cool design. It's a cool design for the bow. I thought it was really neat.
Yeah.
We gotta get a goal against these bots, or that's gonna be some sad times.
I know. I keep trying to like look at my notes while we're.
Oh, there we go.
Good job.
Woohoo! Thank you.
I did think there were some kind of like gender themes popping up, or I might be reaching, but whatever. Like in the Bounty Hunter episode.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
There's always gender themes when you're a woman or a femme person. Like, I mean, it's just inevitable.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I like Sid so much. I don't know Sid's gender. I'm assuming a female type gender, but also I don't know because she's not a human. So like,
yeah,
I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in later episodes they do refer to Sid as her.
Okay.
If I remember right.
That is such a good line that she says to who's she talking to? Tech? Or
yeah. The Tech, yeah.
This is my briefing goggles.
Yeah.
So good.
I was thinking about how often that like has happened to me, like in a professional setting where like I'm, you know, giving a talk or like trying to explain something to my team, and like, you know, inevitably some male colleague will jump in to like finish it for me, or like I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. You know it too. Nice shot.
Nice.
That was.
But I'm the presenter here.
Yeah.
Right, or they say wrong info, and you're like, actually, you have to be the jerk that's like, actually, that's incorrect, you know. But I thought like their play on women, like a stereotype of women being like nurturing and that you can trust women, when Omega just goes with that bounty hunter willingly all around the strange city.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was pretty great.
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask
totally
if you want to play against bots.
Against who?
Real people instead of bots. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. I also think it was interesting that the bounty hunter was a woman to begin with, because that's not usually the case.
There's and of course now I'm blanking, but there are a few in Star Wars that.
Yeah. Yeah, in Star Wars there are a few female bounty hunters. And if I remember right, this is not actually the first time in terms of like Star Wars episodes that you could watch. I think this is not the first time that you've seen Fennec Shand. If I remember right, she's actually in The Mandalorian.
I almost hit that out of the goal. Sorry.
But
I had no boost, and I was like, oh my god, this other person's gonna get there before I do. So nice.
Oh, you said in The Mandalorian, she's there.
yeah, I'm pretty sure she's the bounty hunter in The Mandalorian.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
finish The Mandalorian. I'm like,
I
I only
Oh.
finished the
Yeah,
first season. No, it's okay.
I haven't watched
like,
season 2 either.
I'm fine with spoilers. It's okay.
But yeah, there's Fennec Shand, there's Zam Wesell, I guess is how you pronounce her name, but she's the one from I forget if it's I think it's the third prequel movie, the one that Anakin and Kenobi are chasing all over Coruscant. And then there's
right in the beginning. Oh,
yeah,
that's episode 2, I think.
and then there's one other that I can't remember her name. So there's at least 3, which is not bad, I guess.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think
Not bad for the entire galaxy. I mean, Mara Jade's
like-
not a bounty hunter, but she's a pretty big deal, and I think she does similar things in the beginning.
Yeah.
earlier
No,
when we were talking. No. You were just talking about the Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3, and then like earlier we were talking about like episodes of the show that we're watching, and I was like, I wonder if this is confusing because of the way Star Wars does their.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
talking about episode 3. We're talking about episode 3 of the Bad Batch.
Right. Yeah, that's a good
To
point.
use the titles. I also thought, like, in terms of gender, I thought it was interesting that Omega has the Bad Batch doll, but she genderizes, is that a word? Whatever. She calls it a her or whatever, that this Bad Batch clone trooper is a woman.
Oh yeah. I
Because
didn't
even
pick
though,
that up.
yeah, I was like, really? Okay. I mean, I get it, like, she's female or female presenting, but everyone that she knows is a Bad Batch clone is male. So I would, if I was playing with the doll, I would say he. I wouldn't say.
Are there female clones?
Other than
Not in
Omega,
the
I never saw
army.
any. Yeah.
Maybe some other project of theirs, but not in the clone army.
Right, okay.
And now that we see.
Oh, come on.
Ah.
Do you have more gender stuff?
My only other complaint was like the rebels in the 6th episode are wearing full faces of makeup. Like, what the heck is that about? Like, they did a good job with, they don't wear super form-fitting uniforms, not like busting out of their tops or whatever, but then they take their helmets off and they like eyeshadow on for days. Like,
Oh yeah.
like,
Well, and the bounty
really
hunter.
red lips.
Also.
Yeah, right.
I honestly
could've-
did not even notice.
Oh my god. Yeah, I could have forgiven like super red lips or something, but
How
if you
else
have
would
like,
we know that they were
cake-
women?
right, you got caked on eyeshadow, like, nah, that's, not for a human. Maybe a different
Oops.
species.
Sorry, Smedley.
Oh, we are. No, it's okay.
No
We're
problem.
not working on it. Probably because we're running them out. That was
I
my
was-
only other complaint.
Yeah, if they're not gonna like show off their like bodies, then how else? They're probably like, how else are we gonna like show that they're women?
The lady rebels.
It's like, okay, guys, we can't draw them with big boobs anymore. What do we do?
Yeah. The kids show. And then they take their helmets off and they have like edgy haircuts.
Yeah.
Which, like, there's all over the place here. What message are you trying to send? I don't know.
Oh man, that was an interesting, like, fight scene in the factory or wherever they were melting the. A lot going on there. And is Wrecker afraid of heights? I think Wrecker's afraid of heights.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Aw, poor guy.
Damn it! I can't believe I missed that.
All right, we need to get one so we can at least go to overtime.
Oh, that's embarrassing to watch again. Yeah, I don't know why they would not. I mean, they can alter the clone's DNA. I don't know why they would let him be afraid of heights. Seems counterproductive.
Well, it's part of the endearing, like, big oath character. They're always, like, afraid of something simple, like, you know, like mice or spiders or heights.
Yeah,
you know?
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Contributes to that endearing quality. Because they're just, otherwise they're just like a big, like, guy.
Killing machine, which is exactly what he is. Oh, darn. I wouldn't want to be too
But
realistic.
he's a cute killing machine. Dang it.
Oh, I can't believe we lost. Oh, well.
That's okay. We did pretty good for
Yeah, I think so.
our. How about those police droids? I was just thinking about have you've seen robots that, like, those police robots that they've been in making in real life?
Oh, you're talking
Yeah.
about like little robo dogs, right?
And, like, all of the police droids have reminded me of that. Because they're not human. They're not like the clones.
It's funny, they speak in a different language than basic, which is what the English is in Star Wars.
The police droids?
Yeah, they were like speaking in a different language.
I watch everything with subtitles on, so I never noticed those.
Did it translate what they were saying?
Notice. I'm not sure. I don't know if I, like, paid attention.
Oh,
but
Yeah, I didn't
probably
pay.
just one of those.
I
missed.
didn't pay attention either. I know the previous episode, episode 5, where they, like, are going to rescue what's her name, the Rancor for
Oh yeah,
for Jabba the
Moochie?
Hutt. Moochie, yeah. When they're going to rescue Moochie, and at the end you see Bib, what is his name? Bib something. Jabba's
Cortana,
main
right?
Jabba's main henchman. They don't translate what he's saying in the subtitle.
Right. You're
They
right.
it just says speaking Huttese.
Yeah. I wonder why they don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was cute, by the way. That Ramport thing.
The
Rancor, baby Rancor.
Yeah,
the little baby
I
Rancor.
loved her. So sweet. And, like, was it Wrecker that was like petting her and, like,
Probably.
I think it was Wrecker. Yeah, I know.
I think
He's
so.
my favorite character, so.
It's funny though, like, so that I guess mission or job, whatever you want to call it, you know, they don't ask any questions, so they're rescuing her from one slaver, and they only for her to end up in another slave situation, because she's going to go to Jabba's palace, I'm assuming.
But is she like a pet or something?
Yeah, do you remember in Return of the Jedi in the beginning, Luke goes to Jabba's palace on Tatooine, and then he gets dropped into the Rancor pit, and he's fighting off there's like the giant monster he's fighting off. You remember?
So Pistons, I don't know if you remember what I said before about my knowledge of Star Wars.
Oh, did you never see the original trilogy?
No, I have. What? I just haven't seen them all the way through because I get bored. So there's like probably like chunks of them that I like missed. Like I know all of the like, the main ideas of everything.
Okay. Well, this is like literally the very beginning.
Yeah, this is pretty early.
I was asleep or something.
Yeah.
No worries.
Are you not in this game, Pistons?
I was waiting. I got kicked out. Didn't you get? Like I'm not in the game. No.
Oh, okay. Like we're playing without you. I just realized.
Oh, I was like, I wonder why we're not playing. So
your replacement is Sig Nasty. By the way.
I love it.
I thought that was going in.
I wish it had. They had a goalie.
So, like in the very beginning of Return of the Jedi, so that's the one that comes after Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, okay.
That helps. And so Luke Skywalker's.
It's been like a long time, since. No, it's just a long time. I can't piece together the images in my head. But I believe you and everything.
There's this part where he's fighting a Rancor in Jabba's palace. And so that's where they're, it seems like they're saying like this is the adolescent version of that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like they rescue her from one slave situation, and then she's just gonna go live her life in another.
The way they were treating her made it seem like they were like she was so precious. No.
Well, she's gonna be a lot of money.
Well, yeah, and I think there was in their minds some like affection for Moochie because I don't know if you remember Pistons, but after Luke kills the Rancor, then one of the guards, one of the guards runs over and he's like crying over its body.
Yeah. So, but it's like they didn't know what was going to happen to her, right? And so because then later on, like in the episode 6, the rebels will bring up like, hey, you didn't ask like any questions about what you're doing, and this idea of that they need to start asking questions about their jobs so they know like what's going to happen to whatever they're trying to recover. I thought that was interesting because before they never had to ask questions; they just follow orders, right? Good soldiers follow orders.
Yeah.
And now, like, things aren't as black and white for them anymore.
I feel like that comes up in, it kind of reminds me of that other show, Firefly, where like they take on random jobs, and sometimes like they are kind of sketch. Dang it! All right, it's overtime. Sorry, Pistons.
No, you're good. Are you just playing regular?
Yeah, we're almost done.
Yeah. But yeah, they in Firefly they took a bunch of jobs, no questions asked. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like the difference is they like purposely did that. Like they were okay with doing some kind of shady stuff. And I don't think that Bad Batch, they're not really into that yet. They're not into. They still have a pretty strong like moral code.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see like the development of their like ethics, right? Like since they've become like they're like we're deserters, and now we're like no, we have ideological differences.
Yeah.
We need to pay attention to what side jobs we take. I'd invite you back. Oh.
I think I've just been hanging out here. Oh, I can't see Smedley's car. I wonder what happened.
I think I need to invite
I got messed up.
back. Got disconnected.
So I don't know. I was thinking about. I don't know if either of you, had this thought. I was thinking about like with episode 5 when they're going to rescue Moochie from the slavers. I was thinking about it's kind of a subplot, but it made me think of it was a little bit of commentary about the unintended consequences of war, because they make the comment in that episode about, oh well, we never had slavery in the Republic, which is not true, but still, they said we never had slavery in the Republic, and now the Empire, not only do they not care about these slavers that the Bad Batch is going up against, but they actively participate in it with the Wookiees. Like the Empire uses Wookiee slaves to build the Death Star. So, I mean,
yeah.
To one extent, there's the unintended consequences leading to slavery, but like I said, also there's part of it is actually intentional in Star Wars. But I thought of that as I was watching that episode, and then it made me think of all of the reports after we took out Gaddafi in the Arab Spring, and all the reports of, oh well, now there's slave markets in Libya.
Oh crap. Oh, and that reminds me of another quote from the show where I don't know, like Omega's like asking a question, and she's like, but the war is over, like isn't that a good thing? Or like and they're like, well, I guess it depends on whose side you're on.
Right.
Yeah. And that's again, that's something that's true in the real world. That line made me think of, in recent events, say take Iraq, the war is over, quote unquote. Isn't that a good thing? But it's theoretically good for Americans that we aren't sending the numbers of troops over there that we were back at the height, even though there are troops there. But is it better for the Iraqis? Like, no, it's not. I mean, things were bad under Saddam. I'm not going to say that they were not, but we certainly didn't improve matters.
Well, I think it's interesting in the show how like Omega is just like so like because like she's been so like sheltered, like has no like understanding, I guess, of, and all of her knowledge is coming from like the Bad Batch. Like this is her perspective on like the conflict and ethics and moral stuff, and it's the Bad Batch like teaching her.
Yeah,
especially too, like in a way, they're sheltered as like they've never known any other life. They've never had a chance to even like contemplate any other life.
Right.
Oh shoot! Oh.
Nice flying pistons.
I've been
I
trying
see
to
you're
work on my flying.
Practicing the flying.
Yeah, I'm not very good, but
when I first started playing the game, I was like, oh, I just want to fly. Like, I just want to figure that out. But then I realized it's like kind of hard to control. No!
No.
Oh, that's a cool goal thing. Gem.
That is cool.
That is pretty cool.
I think I got through all of my favorite quotes and points of so far anyway. Did others have others? Oh, crap. That was a bad one. That was a bad one.
I was messing around. Look at me. Look at me drive a wall, do nothing.
I'm like right there too.
That's
We're all
so
like just
bad.
there.
Yeah.
You got the
Let that one happen. Gonna be in goal. Okay, you be in goal. Probably like trying to look at your notes. Is that what was happening?
Me? No, I was just being a moron. I was just being a moron. I was like, what am I gonna do with this car? Feels so squishy. Or sometimes like, oh, it's so squishy. I don't know how to go.
Squishy? That's a funny word.
Yeah. It feels
Drive
squishy.
a car?
But bobbly squishy. Have you ever driven a car that has, like, feels like it has squishy brakes?
No, I don't think so.
I don't.
That happened with certain kinds of cars.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody. I mean, it can't just be me who's experienced that.
I haven't driven very many cars. Come on.
Oh, damn it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That pink car is really cool looking. It's got a halo on it.
Yeah, I have that, Copper. You don't have that one? Or maybe I have that one.
It's probably like a drop or something.
Oh, I thought it was,
maybe it's like standard on a different platform.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Probably do that. Oh, come on. We didn't do so good this time.
No. Sorry. You probably did better with Signasty.
Oh, no, that's okay. We gonna play one more?
How you doing on time, Smedley?
Yeah, we could play one more.
Alrighty.
We'll do our final thoughts on it while we're playing.
Sounds good.
Coach Pistons can.
Me? Final thoughts.
Did you see that I was wearing? No. I mean after the game, after this match.
Oh.
To close this out.
You're wearing a unicorn sweater.
Wearing a unicorn shirt, and I have my unicorn mug. It says, "I'm too magical for your backwards."
That's awesome.
Okay. Did you see that I changed my username?
Victory lap. Did you just get that one?
Say, I don't know. I saw it today. I don't know when I got it. But it used to say Fancy Dance, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, well, and then there was then it said high unicorn at one point too, right?
Yeah, last week it said that, I think.
It's probably because every time I play on a different. So now I'm playing on Sin's computer, so had to change it again.
Oh,
all right, so
finally.
I'm excited to see what happens next. Smedley, have you watched all of the show? Nice shot. Like,
Yeah.
You know, okay, so you know what happens. We don't know what happens. Like what's gonna happen to the rebels, or like telling somebody about. I thought that was so dumb of them to talk about Sid with the rebels there. I'm like
Yeah.
obviously you're giving away your like location and everything. Wasn't very
Well,
good.
Tactical.
Yeah.
I think that was
Damn
I
it.
think that was more Omega's doing than
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Omega is a little too trusting.
Yeah, she's pretty naive, I guess, right?
I mean, she's like, what, 12? But she's really not 12 because she's a 12.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
4 or something.
Yeah.
Well, unless
and
she
she
doesn't
also
have the
grew up-
accelerated growth.
Yeah, and she also grew up in isolation. Like she didn't even know
Right.
how to play. Remember when she went to that and like that one
Oh,
planet?
with the kids.
And they
Yeah.
had to teach her how to play.
Yeah. Like my poor dog when I first got him. Poor guy didn't know how to
Aww.
play. Yeah.
How old was he
Now he
when you
does.
first got him?
He was a year and a half. But every time he tried to play, the other dogs would just beat him down.
Aww.
Yeah, he's a sensitive boy.
When I first got
crap.
my German Shepherd, she didn't know how to play, but it was because she was the one beating other dogs.
Nice.
She
nice.
was very, very aggressive when I first got her, and now she's just very. But she got her like 6 years ago, so.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Ooh, that was a nice lucky one.
I wouldn't say lucky.
Well, nobody,
Oh, okay. Oh, they hit it in. Or did
oh,
you?
no, I
hit
hit it, but
No.
I hit
Okay.
it, but it was just like
All right,
lined
just,
up nicely.
you know, it was skill. So
Yeah.
Like 50% of this game is skill. 50% is just
maybe for us, but if you've ever
Yeah.
watched other people stream this game, there's some
Yeah.
really good.
yeah. That's very true. Where we're at right now.
I like watching the people that like they will
sorry.
just fly in the game the whole time, like, and the ball will just like never like touch the ground, like everybody's just like flying around through the air. Heck,
Yeah,
sorry,
and then some. That's all right. Oh crap.
No.
my fault.
Oh, it's my fault too. Sometimes if you play like at a time when there's not a lot of people on there, like your rank will go up in those competitive ones, and so sometimes I accidentally get boosted up in the high one. Like I can't play half of this game, half of it's like occurring above my head. Impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Have to work on my flying.
Oops, sorry.
Sorry.
Oh
Like-
crap.
Oh, I missed it.
Oops, sorry.
I like my my new boost animation, I guess.
Oh, I have to look at it.
Like oh dang, it's like a cartoon smoke clouds.
Oh, is it like light bluish, greenish?
Oh, no,
yeah,
that's,
I have that one.
The other person.
Oh,
That's yeah.
I have that one. That one's cool.
I'm comic book.
Hmm?
My
Oh,
boost
comic
looks like a comic book. Yeah, like comic book or something. I don't know. So you're feeling good about Bad Batch now? I know you were iffy in the beginning. Liking it now?
Yeah, I do like it a lot better. I mean, like, why have such a long episode to start out with? Like,
Yeah,
why
I
an
think
hour?
that's what did
you
it
know?
for me. I like couldn't.
I
I was like, this
really?
is too long.
Yeah.
And it was all the boring stuff, like all the background stuff. Nice.
And also, like, I was like, oh god, it's all episodes are gonna be an hour. Like, oof. But yeah.
Yeah, these like 25-minute episodes are.
Yeah, for real.
How many episodes are there?
13.
Okay. Like halfway. Is this like a multi-season series, or is this like 13 episodes done? We know.
My guess.
Well,
My guess is multi, but Smedley probably
Okay.
knows.
yeah, I mean, it's too early to say. Probably.
Okay.
They're probably going to do more, but I don't know for sure. I'd have to look into it and see what I can find on the nerd web, see if anybody knows, but
We are the nerd
No,
web.
no, no.
It's just
Damn it. Ah.
alright, we got it out of there.
Sorry, whoever I just ran into.
Okay.
I think this car makes me feel like I can just run through everybody, and that's not good.
Right?
team-
No,
not good
but
team
like,
play.
that's why I always play like the defensive positions when I have the big cars. Because you really can like run people over.
I'm gonna try to hit it past. Okay, there we go.
Ah, I'm stuck. Okay. Nice.
No, I didn't get it. I didn't get it in. Oh well.
Winner,
Good game,
gamer for
Dom.
peace. Look, see my boost?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Did
it's
you get
fun.
that in a drop?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous.
All right. That was cool. Ended on a win.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's good when we can end on a win.
Well, until next week. Anyone want to plug the schedule this week?
Let's see. I could probably do it. Let's see. Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow. Okay. I think tomorrow is D&D Broken Thrones. Unless for some reason it's not happening, I think it is. That's always a fun thing. And Thursday. Our new community game night is now on Thursdays, which I think fits better. So we'll be doing that on Thursday. Friday, there's the military ad slam. I'm not sure what's on the topic for that week, but that's happening on Friday. And then Monday is Mental Health Mondays, and they've been doing a series on addictions and talking about recovery, harm reduction, treatment, the military. That's been that, and then we're back again next Tuesday. Rocket League and Bad Batch.
Awesome. Thanks for laying out the schedule, because I wasn't sure if there was Lemma Circle on Thursday or community game night.
I think it's community game night. Lemma Circle. The Lemma Circle's happening.
Yeah.
The fourth Thursday. Oh, that might be.
Yeah.
The fourth Thursday. Oh yeah. So you might be right. It might be. Either way, there'll be something happening on Thursday.
Big shout out to Haas Delgado for
Yeah.
filming for us on tech tonight. Really appreciate that, Haas.
Yeah, thanks, Haas.
I wonder. Oh, thanks. I was just about to ping you. Yeah, I still need to get my bearings on all the tech stuff, but soon I'll be able to help with that too.
Smedley, any last thoughts? Parting words?
No, I don't think so.
Spicy hot takes. Yeah. Thank